Make sure your heater's ready for the cold weather. Get a system checkup today for only $49 and get $50 in Premier Bucks to be used towards your next repair. Premier Heating and Air offers free second opinions, so call today and experience the Premier difference. Log on to DublinPremierIsHere.com or call 300-2633. Premier Heating and Air is a locally owned and operated company. Certain restrictions may apply. Specials cannot be combined with other offers. Offer ends 11/30/24.
Okay, welcome guys to East Lawrence High School's Coaches Show. This is one final week. It's a little bit bitter. I dare to say sweet because I'm going to miss it. So it is definitely bitter. But we headed up I-16. We took a trip. Oh yeah, by the way, let's thank Coach for being here. We appreciate you being here again.
Appreciate you.
We got a turning of the page that's about to happen. But I'm excited about next year. But before we get into next year, we went up I-16. We played Southwest last week. And tell us about your key takeaways. How do we start? How do we finish? And really, what do we take away that we're going to build off of next year?
Well, again, the opportunity to get into the playoffs was there for our football program. At bottom line prices, we didn't play well enough to win the game. A lot of things were similar from throughout the year. We basically had an opportunity to play and get in the playoffs, and we didn't had a bad first half and had a great second half. It's just one of those things where it's just something we've got to be able to do is to put together an entire football game, Travis. And I think the biggest thing for us now is to celebrate these seniors, do what we can to get them off to school into careers, college, whatever that is, whatever that may be, even if it's not football. But I know football is very much on the horizon for a couple of those guys. And then get ready to continue to build this thing and brick by brick. And what we're saying now is we want to continue to climb. We want to just realize we have to build on this thing. At the end of the day, we didn't play well enough, but we did play pretty good football. Saw some things from some kids I was very happy with. Of course, Ty played a great game. Jason Giles came in when Ty went down with an injury there, came in and moved the ball great for us. Was really, really happy to see that. He very limited time playing quarterback, but he stepped right in, completed some passes, kept the offense moving. Really happy with that. I think we found ourselves a new star in Jaden Griffin. Had a big kickoff, a punt return that one of the most egregious calls I've ever seen in high school football when they brought it back. But he actually did a great job playing safety and playing running back for us the other night. So, again, we always talk about the fantastic freshmen and, what this great job the seniors have done. And then, of course, looking at the group that's coming up with Norion and Caleb Jackson and all those guys getting ready to come back. And, of course, the sophomores with, Jeremiah Rozier and that crew. So, again, we got something to build on. I'm really happy about that. We're going to continue to climb. We're going to continue to build. But just didn't play well enough to win the game the other night. And when you got the future in your hands like that and all you got to do is come through, it's kind of disappointing. But, again, would love to have seen our seniors get the opportunity to play football again. And what we want to do now is celebrate them with an awesome banquet, putting together some plans now to have one of the best banquets in school history to celebrate these kids, because that's what it's about. It's about celebrating them. And then getting ready to, like I said, continue to climb as we get ready to put some of these kids in different sports. You start our winter workouts, immediately start our winter workouts. Get our 8th grade kids over here, get them going, and get ready to continue to build this program. It's a special program. I think that there's a lot of growth that was here. Mm-hmm. I think our kids' mindsets have changed. I hope that community's mindsets have changed, and everybody's ready to, like I said, continue this climb and build this program to where it needs to be.
Yeah, and I love the fact that you brought up the growth, because that's really the theme of the year. So one thing Coach and I was just talking about before we went live was, we have a group of fantastic freshmen. Of course, we have great seniors and juniors and sophomores, but the fantastic freshmen, that's our future. One thing I want to talk about, though, is the growth. And so I looked at our record here, and we did have a little bit of stretch of 3 losses, but we never went beyond 2 losses in a row. There's been years past where we might get 1 win early in the year, and then we might lose 9 in a row or 8 in a row or however many games. And so that's positive. I think the community's seen it. I believe when I'm at the game, I see the community rallying behind it, even if we're down.
That's right.
Because if you look at some of the scores here, we win a great game against Johnson County. The Border Wars kicked it off. Or really, let's back up a little bit. We played West Lawrence, a school twice, maybe 3 times our size, with probably 3 times the players. And we were there at the end of the game to take it. That was a scrimmage, but we wanted to win it, and we lost a close one there at the end of the game. Then we come home and we take a look at Johnson County and the Border Wars. That was a fun game. I love the fact that we were able to get that trophy out to our East Lawrence Falcons, and so we win that late in the game. And then we do have a couple of losses there, and then we come back and we go and we put a beat down on Central, making 49-0 there. But then we have some tough battles with Dodge County and Ace Charter, and then Washington County. But every one of those games, even the Dodge County score was a little bit lopsided there at the end. But all 3 of those games, we were in it.
That's right.
We were in it.
That's right.
So the longest losing streak could have been really the longest winning streak very easily. And so that's what I'm promised, or I'm looking forward to.
That's awesome.
And I'm excited about next year. I really am. So, Coach, tell us a little bit about what the offseason looks like for you guys. This is the first. I know you were here last year in December, but this is the first time you've been here really for a whole year. So tell us about the offseason plans and what we got going on as we turn the page to what I believe will be a playoff team next year.
Well, I tell you what, and I appreciate you bringing that up, Travis, and I appreciate the time that you spent with the fans and with us talking about Falcon football, man, and having a fellow Falcon here in the room always helps. So we appreciate what you've done for the show and for 35 and for also your high school. But the off season is not what we call it. We call it the winter workouts.
Okay.
And so we don't want to say we're off. That kind of sets a precedent that you're not going to be doing much. A lot of our kids, being a 1A football program or being a 1A athletic department, a lot of your kids are going to play multiple sports, and we encourage that. There's no cookie cutter approach. We're not trying to specialize in football. We want our kids busy. We want them active. We want them involved in basketball. Wrestling is coming up. Basketball's coming up. Spring will come around here again, and spring is the year when everything is going on. So you want to keep your kids as active as possible, be able to touch them academically as well as athletically. But we will be doing some things. All of our guys are already in the weight room with Coach Selby. And the head coach Norris is putting together a great winter workout that's going to get our guys bigger, faster, and stronger. And then, of course, you got the spring of the years coming, and you want to get them involved in different sports, whether that be baseball, whether that be soccer, whether that be track. You can get those guys involved in things and keeping them busy and keeping up with their academics and going to support them when they're doing other things. I think that's huge. I tell our coaches all the time, if you're not coaching another sport, we need to go support our young people and our colleagues when they're participating. And you're now a Falcon fan. You're not coaching ball, you're a Falcon fan. But we do have some things set aside when we get back from Christmas to do some individual position workouts. We've put together our run pass film is what we call it, where we look at every run play, pass play, offense, defense, and special teams, and give us a chance to kind of critique and see what things we need to work on as a staff. Football never stops.
Yeah.
Especially for the staff. We're going to be visiting some schools here in the springtime. That'll be going through spring practices, trying to get some nuggets for some of the better coaches in the area, college coaches in the area, because we'll be going to do the Glazer Clinic as a group. Just trying to learn and make the craft better, figure out how we can help these kids and motivate them to be a little bit better than they were in the field the year before. But again, there's no off season. It's constant work and it's a constant grind. And what I love about being here is that everyone seems to be on board with making sure these kids stay on course with some kind of athletic sport and their academics, because that can't fail. That can't fail. That's the most important reason they come into the building every day is to get a high school diploma. And we always tell our kids on a high level, we don't want to be average. We want A's and B's. C's are just for championships. And we want to make A's and B's. So that's what it is right now, turning our attention to That, and then, of course, recruiting.
Yeah.
We got some guys that are getting some interest right now. I'm creating highlight films. Some of those films have already gone out to a bunch of schools. And what we want to do, so those guys who can academically and athletically do it, we want to create the atmosphere of trying to help our kids go to college. If they can get free education, I know every parent in this area wants their kid to go and go to school, and mom and dad don't have to come out of their pocket.
Yep.
That was something that was afforded to me as a student athlete in high school. And that was nothing like walking across that stage and seeing my mother and my grandmother's face when I finished college. So again, we got some guys that have that ability. We're going to do everything we can to get those guys in school, and not just those guys, but get those seniors off, whether that be going into the workforce, whether that be going to a 2-year, 4-year institution, or going into the military. We'll have exit interviews with those guys to talk about that with them, and then we'll have the New Year evaluations that we'll do on each player coming from each coach to get these guys ready. So there is no off season. You got winter workouts that'll start here in a couple weeks. You turn around and you'll get ready for spring, and then of course you got spring practice right into the summer. So we'll keep moving and keep growing.
Yeah, so football never stops, and I know as a huge football fan, I'm excited about that.
Yes, sir.
And really what he's telling us here is the coaching staff, they got a lot of work ahead of them, and I know Coach will have them lined up and ready to go. I love the fact that we encourage multi-sports. You know, sometimes you can get a little bit narrow-minded, a little bit focused on football, and then you got players that are out there, let's face it, just getting out of practice. But, you know, if you go out there and you had to play basketball, you had to prepare, what about that endurance?
That's right.
You're building endurance, you know. And so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to catch a few highlights from our game with Southwest. And then we'll come back and we'll celebrate the seniors, and we'll talk about what next year looks like. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Matt Hatchett is your District 155 state representative, serving all of Lawrence County and supporting all of our high school teams. We hope for each of you a prosperous and successful 2024.
Count on the winning team at Farmers State Bank for a complete lineup of banking services to simplify your life. Safe and convenient banking on the go. Choose a debit or credit card for your personal and business account, and count on secure service that guard and protect your spending. At Farmers State Bank, your success is our success, and the team at Farmers State Bank is committed to serving you. Farmers State Bank, Lawrence County's leader in hometown banking. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
We have a lot to be thankful for during this Thanksgiving season here at Dublin Chevy GMC, and we'd like to pass on those blessings to our customers with savings like these. 2024 Chevy Corvettes starting at $79,995.
I didn't choose this line of work. It chose me. Those days when it seems impossible to get everything done are the days I live for. It's my passion. If you do what you're passionate about every day, you'll never work a day in your life.
Hi, I'm Greg Carter with Shamrock Honda Kawasaki CF Moto. Come check out our full lineup of ATVs, side-by-sides, and motorcycles. We serve Dublin, Lawrence, and Central Georgia areas, and we'd love to serve you.
Yeah, we always start with our offensive highlights, and a lot of these are very similar to what we've seen during the year. Ty being able to move the ball around well, being able to run the ball. Jeremiah Rozier, you see him, he had a great night running the ball for us. Of course, Norion was out with a mild concussion, and these guys, he and Jaden Griffin, stepped up and did an awesome job. Again, you'll see Jeremiah getting those positive yards, getting the first down for us right there. We were able to move the ball, just weren't able to put the ball in the box like we should have, man. Which was kind of aggravating. But again, you see I think the best two-way player in the state right there, and Ty Sneed doing his thing at quarterback here, being able to distribute the ball, being able to run and find open guys. Great catch by Bryson Hazley, again, one of those fantastic freshmen there. We constantly talk about catching the ball there and playing a little bit more offense than he had been early in the year. And then here's a big touchdown pass right before the half, during the buzzer, thrown by Ty over to Bryson Hazley, who's slowly becoming one of his big targets here in the second half of the season, man. But again, what an awesome throw and catch by Major Floyd, and a throw by Ty right there. Really looked good throwing the ball, placing the ball where it needed to be, and again, Ty scrambling, trying to get yardage, and Really proud of the game that he had the other night, his last game as a Falcon. But again, Jayden Griffin is the kid we were talking about earlier. Jayden had a great game, man, catching and running the ball and playing safety for us. And again, Major Floyd had probably the best catching game the whole night for us versus Southwest catching the football. And there's Jayden Griffin again, catching the ball and making positive plays for us in the second half of the game here. Great pass and catch again by Ty. And here's actually Jason Giles, throwing the ball and moving the ball for us. Ty went down with a slight injury, and Jason came in and did an awesome job. Really proud of the job that Jason did for us at quarterback here. And of course, did some defensive highlights here. I tell you what, we probably played our best ball inside the 5-yard line this year. Ty coming up, making a play right here at safety. Coaches love to see that. And then, of course, I call him Mr. Jackson. Caleb Jackson coming up big for us again. I told you we played some real good ball inside the 5 right here. And look at this guy putting this ball again, Jason Giles, flipping the field for us, something that we are really proud of, and that's why I put him on the highlight here, flipping the ball, flipping the field for us, and getting a great kick when the ball's been pinned deep down there for us. Again, great job by Jeremiah Rozier here making some tackles for us, man. Really happy with what he did. Logan Clements he played an awesome second half. You can see him on a bunch of highlights here in the second half. Again, Jason doing a great job of not only kicking the ball, but then getting that bounce that we needed to flip the field again, man. He just did an awesome job, man. I can't say enough about the job he did for us punting in the second half of the season. And just our guys play really good football in the second, especially defensively. You can see these highlights. We wouldn't allow anything for these guys to be able to get yardage and do things to us. We just gave up too much yardage and too many touchdowns in the first part of the game last week. But again, just a safety play we got from JD, from Major, also from Ty, I thought was actually excellent. A great open field tackle right here by Jeremiah Rozier right there, man. That's what you got to have from a guy like him. Just a sophomore, he'll be back the next 2 years, so we're excited about that. Great plays from Ty. This is what the coaches want to see from him. They really like him at safety, coming up, making plays. Him and Jayden Griffin again, making a couple of plays there that really, really look good for us. And being able to string this out, Brandon McWilliams right there in his final game as a Falcon, man, making some big plays for us defensively, man. And again, and you can watch some of these highlights and see just what a great second half we had, and just wasn't able to again put the ball in the box and be able to make the plays we should have. But again, that's Jayden Griffin again coming up right there, making a great play. This is one of the plays that I thought some of these last couple of plays are ones that we really needed to get the ball back. Here's Ty coming up, making a huge hit right here on their quarterback number 3 on a little trick play there. And being able to keep these guys out of the end zone in the second half was awesome. And it's just something that you can just build on and get ready to try to with Coach Selba and our defensive staff to get ready to play ball, hopefully in the playoffs next year. But again, just really proud of the job these guys do. Big Caleb, Mr. Jackson right there making a play like he always does for us here. And again, as you watch it, you see it. Our guys were relentless trying to get the ball back, trying to give us another opportunity to get into the end zone, get Jason and the offense back the ball, and just wasn't able to get it back. Here's the play of the game, which I thought was huge. With about 6 minutes left in the game, they punted the ball to us, and just watch the play by Jayden Griffin here. I was screaming, "Hey, let it go," and I'm glad he picked it up. And God just makes moves and finds his way right up the sideline into the end zone. Unfortunately, terrible call by the refs. It was called back on an infraction that never really happened. And it's just one of those things that we can build on. With just disappointing that we could not get the win on Friday.
All right, appreciate you sharing those plays with us, Coach. One thing that jumped off the screen to me, first off, and we've been calling his name all year, and that's Ty and his patience. He has such a patience, whether it be running the ball from the pocket, whether it be passing the ball, and even on defense, you see his patience. Because you got to be disciplined and you got to be patient on defense sometimes, because if you're not, you're going to run right by the guy and he's going to go for the touchdown. So you see the patience from Ty. That's always impressive to me. One other thing is we saw a couple of guys, and it's part of our game. I think it's part of that quick screen, kind of quick dump off in the flats kind of thing. tell our viewers about what is going through a receiver's mind when they're running probably full speed and they've got a ball coming at them,
Right.
and they're having to worry about a trailing defender.
Right.
They're having to worry about catching the ball, and then we all, and they and myself, we want them to go down there and score. So what's going on there? How do you ensure that those receivers don't drop the ball or don't worry too much about the defender?
That comes with everyday preparation, Travis. Just practice timing with the quarterbacks and the wide receivers. They're intertwined through practice throughout. They don't really go away from each other. And that timing and that being able to know where that ball's going to be there, coming out of your break, getting your head around, releasing the ball at the right time, putting the ball in the right spot, that just comes from work. And that doesn't just start during the season. That starts in the off season. Timing with the wide receivers and the quarterbacks, being able to know, where they're going to break the routes off at, and those guys being able to finish plays. One of the things that's encouraging to me is that, having those young guys come back. We're going to miss Kimo. Kimo had a great year this year. He was lights out for us before he got a little ankle injury there. But you start looking at the future at your skill positions. And you start talking about Bryson, and you start talking about Major, and you start talking about Jaden Griffin and Miles Burke and all these guys that have the talent, but guess what they have also? They now have experience. So now that's going to grow into a situation where now you get with Jason, you get with the young people coming from the middle school, with KY coming from the middle school, and then, of course, some of the other young men that want to play quarterback will get an opportunity to do it. And we start working on that now. We start working on that now. So when these guys are not involved in their other sports, we're going to have those position times out on the field when we're working on skills and drills to perfect those things. But again, I think the biggest thing we have to do as a staff, we've got to sit down and look at film and realize how we can help these young men. What is it that they're lacking? What do they need to work on? And this is what the winter workouts are about. Not just working to get stronger, but working on those small details that's going to make you a better football player, that's going to help win football games, and possibly get you some free education. Because we push that. We want our kids to go to school. We want them to get the opportunity. It's so much opportunity from major Division I to Division II, Division III, junior college. You got so many schools that are available to these kids. And what they have to do is commit themselves. And we're asking the families of these young men, please encourage your young people to play other sports. Please encourage them to be a part of what we do in the off season, but the winter workouts and the springs. And make sure because a lot of times they say, well, coach, it's time to take a break. Well, I don't take a break. I've been doing this for 28 years, and if you take a break in athletics and sports and academics, you're going to lack.
That's right.
So we need to keep these guys busy. So parents, get those kids back out get them on the track, get them in the basketball arena, get them on the mat with wrestling with Coach Satterwhite, whatever it is that we can do, baseball with Coach Stickpen, whatever we can do to keep these guys busy and active, I think is very important. And it also gives us an opportunity, like I said before, to enhance some of those skills and drills that we want to do with football when we do those days with them. So, man, I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about those guys, especially at those skill positions, but I'm also excited about people like Caleb Jackson, people like Logan Clemens, people like Norian King, who are going to be seniors. These guys have helped lay the foundation that this senior class, this 2025 senior class did, and now they're already talking about what they want their senior year to look like. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they realize that within the next 8 to 12 months, this is going to be their story. We'll be talking about them and what their next turn of the page is and what they're going to do. So it's a constant process of us caring for these young men, giving them opportunities to not just become good football players, but become good men too, good fathers, husbands, and neighbors. So it's a process. It's where we are right now. Of course, we want to be in the playoffs, but now it gives us time to sit back, look at how we can grow and build, continue to climb for us to build a program.
Yeah, it sounds like the theme of not an off season, but the winter workouts is skills and drills.
That's right.
That's what I kept hearing there.
Yeah.
And so for the players that are watching, be ready, right?
That's right.
And so there's no time off. He mentioned to us here, you can't take time off. The reason for that is you take time off, there's a school right down the road that ain't taking no time off.
That's right. That's correct.
And so you got to stay competitive. Now, when we say time off, yeah, of course we get you rest, but we're not taking long, extended periods of time away from the weight room, long
Right.
extended periods of time away from the track or
Right.
wherever we may be.
Right.
So anyway, we're going to take one more quick break. The guys over at TV 35, they'll get on to me if I don't take a quick break, but not really. But anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back. I'm going to ask Coach to talk directly to the seniors as we close out and look forward to next year because I'm excited. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We have a lot to be thankful for here at Dublin Nissan, and we'd like to pass on those blessings to our customers with savings like these. 2025 Rogues starting at $31,745. We do Thanksgiving well here at Dublin Nissan.
If these walls could talk, they'd cry uncle. They didn't plan to become offices or yoga studios, but they've stood by us, even when we got a little stir-crazy. For that, they deserve some thanks. They deserve Benjamin Moore.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
We have natural gas all over town.
Get yourself a natural gas tankless water heater and save space.
And have endless hot water.
Natural gas is more efficient than electricity.
And it's lighter than air. When you install natural gas appliances,
You can get rebates up to $1,500.
The City of Dublin will finance you up to $7,500.
For 60 months at 0% interest.
Use natural gas for all your outdoor cooking.
it's a luxury.
We're on call 24/7.
You'll call us and we'll be there.
Whether you're building a home or starting a business, City of Dublin Natural Gas has you covered.
We serve commercial and residential gas all across town.
Yeah. Call your gas guys. At 478-277-5048.
Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op offers a full range of communication products and services to its members in Lawrence County and surrounding areas. We take pride in being your total communications provider, and we work hard to provide quality services at the best prices. In addition to offering phone service, we provide high-speed internet and digital high-def TV. And we always strive to put our members first. Progressive Rural, your total communications company. Small enough to know you, large enough to serve you. ProgressiveTel.com. Call 478-984-4201 or stop by 890 Simpson Avenue in Rents. Progressive Rural Telephone Co-op.
All right, welcome back, Falcons fans. Wrapping up the season.
Right.
We're not going into off season. We're going into winter break.
Winter workout.
So we had a winter workout. There we go. So we had a great group of seniors. Now we asked the seniors. Some of you that are watching right now, you may not be thinking about this. This is something I thought about recently. We asked a group of seniors. They've been here, probably most of them for 4 years. Maybe some of them moved in. To take Coach Hicks and his staff, and say and work with them. And so that's not an easy thing for a young man to do.
It's not.
They've been working with the previous coaching staff, and they got used to their ways.
Sure.
And they had some success on and off. And then here we are, senior year. You know, here comes Coach Hicks in December of my 11th grade year, and I know next year, which we'll be talking about right now, this year, here comes Coach Hicks. So. I think the boys adapted well. I think they bought in, and it's not difficult when you have a man of your character and a coaching staff of your character. So we appreciate that. We appreciate you instilling that in our young men. But I want to wrap this up, and maybe I won't get too emotional. Maybe he won't get too emotional. But give us a word, okay? You seniors that are watching, hopefully, if you haven't tuned in this year, hopefully you're tuning in for this one. Give a word to the seniors and of encouragement, and just speak directly to each one right now as a group.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank each one of the guys that stayed in the program, did what we asked them to do at a very high level, whether that been academic, whether that been athletics. And I think the most important part, Travis, is sociably. The culture that we're setting, the foundation. I told the guys the other day, and I'm talking directly to that senior class, is that you guys are the foundation, and now it's time for us to build. And you cannot build anything without a strong, firm foundation. Nothing that's built is built without a great foundation. I think those guys did an awesome job, a tremendous job of laying the foundation for the future of this program. And I told them, I said, you guys are going to be the stalwarts that set this thing in motion. I want you to take pride in who you are and what you're becoming. I want you to be able to wear that falcon on your chest with pride. And these guys have done an awesome job of doing that for us, not just on the field, but also off, man. Just really, really good group. Really proud of them. I can individually name all of those young men, and something that they've done that not just was great for the program, but to be honest with you, that was great for me, because I look at them as my sons. And I told them, I said, you will always have a home here at East Lawrence. You don't ever have to call, ask. This is your program. Be involved in it. Matter of fact, what our goal is as educators is to get those young people to come back and live in a community and give to a community, work in a community, be able to bring their families and raise their children up, and one day, hopefully, have their children become Falcons. The one thing about this side of town, what I tell people all the time, is that we're very unique. We're the only school that's got everybody on the same plot of land. And that means a lot. I'm talking about from elementary to primary to middle, right to the high school. So this is a special group. And and you look at our senior class, man, these guys have been together for a very long time. They've known each other since elementary school. And when it gets to this, and the looks on their faces after the game was over, especially guys that were not playing, like Wesley, who had gotten injured, like Chemo, who had gotten injured, not being able to play that last game, that's something that's going to sit with them.
Yep.
And it's going to burn a little bit, but at the end of the day, they're going to know that they always were a part of something that was strong to build a foundation, a firm foundation, which is going to build this program and grow this program. So to you seniors, I thank you, and I say this unequivocally, I love you. I love you. I love you for what you've done, for what you continue to do here at this high school, and the foundation that you laid that's going to be for the future Falcons to come through. So again, guys, we'll always be here for you. The door is always open. You ain't got to call. You ain't got to ask. You just come right in, and we're going to welcome you with open arms, as we did when you guys welcomed me and our staff in with open arms to build this program. So again, thank you. We love you, and whatever we can do to help you, we're going to always be here for you. Let's turn that next page. Let's be positive, and let's go on and be great Falcons.
Yeah. And so, Coach here, well, let's just end here. He's talking about really pouring into these young people. Sure. Now it's time for you guys, the seniors,
that's right,
to do that to these other underclassmen.
That's right.
Now that's going to look like many different things. It may look like visiting. It may look like, hey, once you move on to the college level, you're giving shout outs. It's going to look like many of things. But what I love what Coach was saying here, which was about the foundation.
Right.
And I think the foundation has been laid solidly. You know, the Bible talks about laying your works, and I shouldn't say your works, but your foundation of faith on all different things, right? You know, you got rocks, and you got the sandy soil, and you got all this different stuff.
That's good.
But it's the firm foundation that
right,
really is what sets you forward on the path of excellence. And I know you can already see it with those, with the seniors, and I'm excited about it. And I want to just say thank you guys for really a great year. Not a lot of wins, or I should say not as many wins as we would like,
right,
but day in and day out, I never saw a quit in the seniors. I never
that's
saw
right,
a quit in none of the team, but
that's
specifically the seniors. And that's different, because there was a culture for a long time that it was a ho-hum, oh boy, we're losing again. Oh well, that's just who we are. And that's not who we were this year.
Right.
So I'm excited. But let's end with that, Coach. We appreciate you sharing that with us.
Sure.
And what we don't want you guys to do is to stop supporting these student athletes.
Correct.
As Coach was saying,
Correct,
they're going to be in track. They're going to be in basketball. They're going to be in the different, maybe baseball or softball or whatever's going on.
Right.
So don't forget to support your student athletes. Don't forget to support them in the classroom and on the ball field. So. Thank you for the week long. It seems like it's been about 13 weeks or something like that. So we appreciate you tuning in this year. And hopefully we'll get together with TV 35 in the off season, and we'll have a few highlight reels from Coach and his team. And again, thanks for watching all year. You guys have a great year, and God bless.
God bless you.
Bates Equipment Rental and Supply has everything you need to get the job done. Log on to BatesEquipmentRental.com and see our complete list of rentals. Bates Equipment Rental and Supply, 478-274-3000. Your local Toro and Dixie Chopper dealer. It's game time, and Wayne Kemp's Dublin Auto Sales is geared up and ready for a doggone good season. Wayne Kemp has the lineup that can't be beat. From economy and sports cars to work trucks and family vehicles, Wayne Kemp's Dublin Auto Sales is where teamwork will make the dream work. So come on in today and see TJ, Trey, Alan, Britt, or any of the friendly sales staff at Wayne Kemp's Dublin Auto Sales, 606 East Jackson Street in Dublin. Call 478-275-2010 or log on to DublinAutoSalesGA.com. Wayne Kemp's Dublin Auto Sales for a doggone good deal.